Moin. Originally I just wanted to patinate a few metal prints. The whole thing then mutated somewhat into a treatise, the results of which I do not want to withhold from you. Welcome to the 3D print patination story. Have fun! In this video I will explain 4 procedures that you can use to age printed metal filament or platinized or coppered prints or whatever. So that the whole thing gets a little order here, I first printed quite a few benches. For this I used metal filament, which is a metal enriched plastic basically. The metal density is enormous, light sanding already makes it look glittery. So basically it can be exposed to external factors just like normal metal. So anyway, that's all the stuff we are aging today. That would be copper filament benches, untreated. Also bronze filament benches that I threw in the rotary tumbler for a day along with brass screws. After that they were very smooth. Additionally, old resin benches which I plated with copper electrolyte. It gave a very differentiated result. I think it can't always work out perfectly. Oh, as a bonus I have specialty pieces that I will treat with a professional patina agent. Let's jump right in. The first method I want to introduce to you is patination by eggs. Hard-boiled eggs emit sulfur vapors, so let's get in the crock pot and cook them very hard for a long time. Then we take the hot eggs out of the pot and put them in a Ziploc bag. The bag is closed except for a small gap. Then we use a large spoon to beat the eggs into a fine paste. Into the bag now go, on a small saucer, 3 benches. The plated, the tumble polished and the raw copper filament print. Close the lid and let the sulfur fumes do its job. After a few hours we take the benches out again and inspect the result. The untreated pure copper print has changed little to nothing due to the sulfur fumes, whereas the bronze print polished with brass developed a noticeable slightly iridescent patina. The right plated print developed this effect the most. I'm very impressed, it actually looks great. If fumes work well, method 2 might be even better, I don't know, but before that I need to protect myself. Here's a serious warning. The next 2 methods involve the use of ammonia solution. This is very toxic and should only be used outdoors, if at all. This is not an exaggeration. Take care, and if in any doubt, skip it or use concentrated vinegar instead. Okay, we first built small pedestals for the benches to be aged. The background is that the benches themselves do not come into contact with the ammonia solution, but only with the vapors. Again, we place 1 benchy of each kind on the small pieces of wood. Now I carefully fill about 1 centimeter of ammonia solution into a suitable vessel. I put the wooden pieces into the solution and spray the benches with salt water, not with ammonia solution. Then the benches are placed on the pedestals and the lid is closed. There they stay for about 2 hours. Finished! I let them dry in the air and examine the results. The ammonia was apparently very corrosive. The untreated copper print became extremely dark with a slightly bluish patina. The tumbled bronze benchy was patinated greenish, and the copper plated print was again dark but with a distinct bluish patina. I honestly don't really know what to make of this. I had expected a clearer patina, but I have to admit that the parts were still patinating days later. In the next method we'll push it some more. Tumbled bronze benchy, tumbled bronze benchy. Yeah, for the next method we will mix salt, white vinegar and ammonia solution. Make sure to wear goggles and gloves. I add half a part of salt, 2 parts of white vinegar and 1.5 parts of ammonia solution to a plastic spray bottle, which I add the latter in the open air. I fill a plastic bowl with kitchen paper and spray the 3 benches with the solution. Then I close the box and just wait. After a short time the prints begin to turn a strong greenish bluish color. I then take them out and let them air dry. It looks very good so far. Let's see, I don't think I need to say which Banshee has which patina, because they all look the same, like fish directly from somewhere in the Aegean Sea in Greece. And you know what? You can control the color by changing the salt content. More salt and it becomes more bluish. Less salt makes the patina greener. Now that's a little bonus test. I try to age special pieces with a professional patination. Let's start with this polished Raiders amulet. Apply it with a brush without dilution. Work quickly. The reason why it should hurry is that if you use this patination undiluted, you get impressive iridescent effects. Too long and this effect is less. But the amulet still looks great. But we still have here a plated and polished to the max surprise egg from Agapiz. First, the associated cast degreased and dipped in the patination. Then I should not wait too long and quickly rinse it with water to stop the effect. Works well, now the whole egg. Not too long, because we want that iridescent effect. This is one of those patinas that is hard to capture on video. It looks very crazy, but you can also patinate less spectacularly with this stuff. I painted this Banshee with copper lacquer and then applied it with a brush. It also looks very naturally aged. Wow, you made it this far. Congratulations. I hope I was able to give you a little insight into how you can patinate metal prints to some extent. In the next video we'll do something different. If you want to know what, consider subscribing to my channel. Moin moin!